Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Melissa Watkins. This is for January 2022 to see what the energies are and what January is going to bring us as we start this new year. If you watched the December monthly video, you know that we ended shut the door on a 7-year or 8-year cycle. And now we're ready to go. We're ready to leap into 2022. So really excited about where this reading is going to go today. So this is going to be a little bit of a longer reading, I think, as I was kind of tuning into what decks I was going to use and kind of what we were going to talk about. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So welcome, 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 welcome. If you are new, please like and subscribe. If you've been here, thank you for being a part of my journey. All right, please like and subscribe. Oh my gosh, they're jumping. They're jumping, they're jumping, they're jumping. All right, so there's the beginning of our message. I actually am doing this on the 12/12 portal. So interesting. We'll see if that factors into this message, except these cards are just jumping all over the place. Wow. All right. Spirit is in the house. Spirit is in the house. All right. Whew. All right. Let's take a look at this. So the first one that flew out was justice. Fairness, the law, karma. Yeah. So in this month, in January of 2022, there's going to be a lot of justice and balance coming into your life where you are starting to feel the division that you've been going through kind of fall away. That now, instead of feeling like you're being torn in two different directions, it's like, okay, this is the way I'm going. This is where I need to be. And for many of you, it might feel a little uncomfortable because it's not what you think it's going to be. But it is going to bring you this justice that you are deserving. Because it feels like for many of you, you've been going through it. There's been things kind of ripped away or pulled away from you, and now it's time to start standing in the power of, okay, now I understand why that had to leave, why that had to go. And so in January, you're going to start receiving the inspiration, the messages, and the resources, and the people showing up to say, okay, this is how this is going to happen. This is how I'm going to move forward. This is how I'm going to go in the direction that is for me. I didn't know what it was going to look like. I didn't know who was going to be there. I didn't know how this was going to work. And now I'm getting brought the signs. I'm getting brought the actual resource that's going to allow me to have the balance and receive the justice. Because for some of you, you're going to be receiving things that were taken from you. And it may not be receiving it in the way that you think you're going to receive it, but it just feels like you're going to be receiving. And it is going to bring you justice. It's going to bring you some liberation, some fairness to situations that really felt unfair. For some of you, it felt like you were ripped away for something. Maybe the job was ripped out of your hand, or the relationship was ripped away from you. But it's things are going to be brought back to you that are going to feel much better, okay? Even though you couldn't see it at the time. Yeah, January is going to bring you that. Now I know why that happened. So it's going to be important to not get into the self-absorption, the discontentment, or any distraction. It is going to be important for you to know that everything you're needing and wanting is coming, you are receiving it. So don't keep looking at the things you've lost. Be in expectation of what is coming. Yeah, I love how those go together. Be in expectation of what you're going to be receiving. Don't get into the distraction of what was lost. Don't get into the distraction of what was ripped away. Get into the knowingness that everything is working out for you, that you are receiving. It is coming. It is divinely guided. It is coming. So it's even better than you can imagine because it's divinely guided. It's even better than you imagine. So yes, you are receiving from the universe everything that is for you. Yeah. Brand new. Look at that. Ace of Water. Emotions, relationships, intuition. So what is coming for you is brand new. What is coming for you is going to feel brand new. It is going to feel divinely guided. It is going to feel good. So that intuition that you're receiving, start trusting and acting on it. Those signs that you're seeing, start believing them. Because everything is working out in your favor. I just love how these two cards kind of really go together with it's all right there behind you. It's all coming. It's all divinely guided. So what that means is it's for your highest and greatest good. It's for the best. And in our humanness, we can't always see what's better than what we want. We don't have the big picture. We have a very narrow view. And so what I'm feeling January is going to bring you that bigger picture that you can't see. Yeah, so it's going to be really important to know that the Four of Fire is saying you're coming into prosperity, contentment, and the ability to celebrate. So it's on its way. It's coming. And this prosperity for some might be people coming into your experience and saying, this is how we're going to help you. People coming into your experience and saying, I see you. People coming into your experience and saying, I want to help you, and truly meaning it. In a way that maybe people haven't meant it in a very long time, because I'm feeling like January is starting to bring you karmic return, karmic balance. That's what's going on here. And it's going to feel good. But you don't want to distract yourself. You don't want to get into what didn't work out or what you lost. That door is shut. Because the King of Earth is coming in very grounded and ready to bring you the success and the prosperity. Look at that. Yeah, very grounded energy. So this is long term. This is long term success. This is long term prosperity. So January, for many of you, not only is it going to be the beginning of a new year, but it's going to be the beginning of a new situation, because that karmic justice is coming in. And for some of you, it may not appear right in January. I'm feeling like this is January through March. And so you might be getting the signs in January. You might be getting the inspiration in the direction to go, the intuition in the direction to go. Really, really important to really important to trust it and act on it. Really, really important to know that what you're feeling, the way forward, the good feeling to go in that direction, it is what is going to bring you the karmic justice. That is what is going to bring you the long-term prosperity. Yeah. So don't get into any distraction. Know that it's right there. It's coming. It's on its way. Because you are coming into prosperity and contentment and celebration. I'm liking this energy. I'm liking this energy for January. All right, let's look at this Oracle of the Seven Energies. I don't normally have this hard a time shuffling, so I feel like big message today. Big message. It's always a big message when the cards are flying. For those of you who just listened to that and thought, well, that's too good to be true. No, it's not. It's time. It's time for you to allow the good to come back in because you've had the bad for so long. Yeah, it's time. It's time to allow the good to come in. Opening to discovery. Yeah, you are opening to discovery. Discovering who you are, discovering your own divinity. And for some of you, you are just unlocking that door. You are starting to step into your authenticity. You are starting to speak your truth in the way that you never have before. And it's time. And it's time. Key concepts are, and I have the wrong glasses on. I might have to change my glasses. Because I tried reading with these in a previous video, and yeah, that didn't really work out for me. All right, let's see. Here we go. Ooh, look at that, I can see. So the key concepts of opening to discovery are the small bits of data you collect from the world to form ideas, the transfer of vital information via the universe always speaking to you, the need to integrate information and be discerning about what you expose yourself to. We tune into information from our outer environment and then assign meaning to it within our psyches. Every day, however, the amount of data we sort through exceeds what we're capable of processing, especially since the adventure of the internet. We've been bombarded with more than we could ever hope to absorb. Therefore, it's important to be mindful of what we expose ourselves to. Yeah, so true. So true. Consistent exposure to unhealthy messages invites us into a cynical, fear-based worldview. On the other hand, conscious exposure to information supporting our well-being shifts us toward growth and expansion. The choice, though, is not always obviously ours, which is why we must be discerning on a daily basis. The universe is always engaging us. We are part of it, after all, through synchronicity, omens, and other signs that point toward our best path. Our intuition helps us to tune and see our environment like an oracle. However, this new information doesn't always make sense right away, so being curious and non-resistant is key to learning. Today, be open to receiving the important information that may come from unusual source. The universe wants to help you by recognizing the way this aid will arrive depends on your willingness to shut out it's a big word. I don't pronounce it well. But what it means is anything that's distracting you, any distracting noise. Maybe you need to take a break from social media, gossip, or the news. Don't let yourself get distracted. Listen without attachment and see what arises in your life. Expect a message from the universe and you shall have it. Yeah, stay in positive expectation. Stay in positive expectation, but get out of the distraction. You know, one of the things I've not bought into is TikTok. One of the things I don't try to lose myself in the rabbit hole of the reels on Facebook or Instagram or any of that. I get that people enjoy that, but if you're always on that kind of a thing, you're distracting yourself away from the messages that are trying to come into you, into the intuition that is coming from your team of guides, angels, and ascended masters. And so this month, it's going to be really important to find some time to quiet yourself so that you can get the signs and synchronicities that the universe is lining up for you. Very, very important. So maybe make a little bit of a month challenge for yourself. You know, can I meditate 5 or 10 minutes a day instead of looking at, you know, X, Y, or Z? But really tuning into yourself, tuning into your own self, because that's really, really important. If you don't know what you're thinking about, if you don't know what you're worried about, if you're really not aware of what's going on inside, the outside's just going to be chaos. And I really feel like you're being brought to getting quiet and taking the time to really hear what's going on inside. And some of you, it might be overwhelming. It might be not anything you want to hear because there's a lot of fear. And so it's important to recognize you're having a lot of fear so that you can learn how to overcome the fear, walk through the fear, not buy into the fear. That's the important part. Your intuition will help you with that. When you can feel the support from the other side of the veil, when you can feel the support through the signs and synchronicities, you don't feel so alone. And the fear can be pushed back. All right. I'm going to pull some Psychic Tarot for the heart. So for those of you who are really struggling with a heart-based situation, whether it's a love interest, a relationship, a new relationship, an existing relationship, or a family relationship, friend relationship. We're just going to pull some cards for this month to see what the Spirit wants to say about relationships. All right? So whatever your relationship, oh, and the first one, look at that. I say we're going to talk about relationships, and there's the heart chakra. Honestly, guys, the only way to unblock a heart chakra is just to open your heart up, to start loving again. You know, loving the people around you, loving the situations around you in an appropriate fashion. But just be compassionate for those around you. Come from that place of empathy when you can. But really start to open up again in a way that is necessary for your own growth, your own evolution, to open your heart back up, because you deserve love. You deserve to be loved. You deserve it, and it's your right as you're here on this planet at this time. So, yeah, for those of you that are really struggling with finding someone, and I know the past couple of years has been really hard, especially for singles who are trying to date. So there's been like a lot of internet connections, a lot of online, a lot of FaceTiming. But you don't give up. Don't give up. Because when it's the right time, they will appear. But you have to stay kind of looking, or at least open to the possibility. All right? So, yeah. There it is, sadness and isolation, because it has been a couple of hard years, especially if you have felt isolated, if you have felt alone. And this is also making me feel like for some of you in partnership, you're feeling very lonely in your partnership. And sometimes loneliness when you're in a relationship is even harder than when you're single, because there is someone there that is supposed to be emotionally engaging with you or loving you in that way, and they're not. They've pulled their emotions or their energy out of the relationship for whatever reason. But for some of you, you are feeling sad and alone. And, you know, this is really, again, making me feel like it's time. It's time to move out of that state. So if you need to open up your heart and maybe have that heartfelt conversation about what you're not receiving. And again, if you try to have a heartfelt conversation with someone and they're not hearing you, it might be time. It might be time to make a new choice. Because win or lose, it's time to have that conversation. Win or lose, it's time to put yourself first. Win or lose, it's time to say, hey, it's not working. It's not working for me. And I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be, to have that reciprocity. I'm giving, I'm being, I'm doing, but I'm not receiving. And I'm lonesome and I'm sad. And I don't want to be lonesome or sad anymore. So win or lose, I have to have this conversation. Because it's time. It's time for a change. It's time to either we get back together emotionally, physically, spiritually, energetically, mentally, or we don't. But I'm ready. I'm ready to make that decision either way, because I'm ready for that to be in my life. And if it's not with you, then I'm ready for a new relationship. I'm ready to at least have a relationship with myself that's authentic. And that will draw to me the relationship that will be authentic. Yeah. So for many of us, we have to get in touch with our solar plexus chakra, our will center, and really start to allow ourselves to do what is right for us and not worry about what other people are thinking or wanting. Because again, I don't know if I can do this. Let's see. I can't do it. Win or lose. Oh, I got my finger right on it. All right. Win or lose, it is the right decision. Win or lose, it's going to be the right decision for you. And are you really losing? Are you really losing? Because it feels like if you're in a situation where you're feeling lonesome in your relationship, something's already been lost. And all you can do is win by making the decision that is correct for you. Whew, yeah, challenging times. Challenging times. They're only challenging if you stay stuck. They're only challenging if you don't make the change. Look at this. Oh, I love this. Okay, so I'm being brought to this, and I don't normally talk about numerology, but we're gonna. We're gonna, because we got 2 5s and 2 3s. So this is a divinely guided relationship that you have to make the change. You're being guided to make the change, number 5. And number 4, do the work. Do the work. Make the hard decision, have the hard conversation. But in January, it feels like you're compelled. There's no being able to not have that conversation. It's time. You've done all you can do. And if the other person isn't meeting you halfway, then it's time. Then it's time. So I'm sending you so much light and love. So much light and love. But just know that either way, you're going to come out on the other side of it better and stronger. Better or stronger. All right, let's get another card. Or another 2 cards, I'm hearing. Another 2 cards. Yeah. Through grace and ease. Don't push anything, don't force anything. If you're having a conversation and you feel like you're not being heard, then just move on. Move on. But don't force anything. You can't force anyone to be anything that they don't want to be or they're not able to be. Yeah. Allow yourself the space to know that when things are working out well, it is easy. And if you're really striving and driving, if you're really pushing in any situation, then there's something that has to shift. Something has to shift. Yeah, because it's time. It's time to listen deeply. Listen to your guides, of your inner voice. Not your egoic voice, your inner voice, your intuition. Listening deeply is going to take quiet, meditation, sitting in nature. But it's time. It's time to listen deeply. To hear what is for you. Your angels are sending you guidance and inspiration through our powerful and resonant inner voice. Listen to yourself. If you aren't able to hear yourself, you'll be blocking your connection to the information, insight, and guidance that can support you going forward. If you've been ignoring or avoiding dealing with something you feel that you've had to do for a long time, your angels are encouraging you to stop. Listen to yourself and do it now. Your expansion and growth depend on it. If you have received challenging information recently about your life from any source, and you are unsure whether to believe it or not, this card assures you that it is pivotal to the unfolding of your freedom and joy, so listen deeply. The whispers of your inner voice are subtle, and it takes patience and willingness to hear them. Often this voice can seem intensely honest and direct, but that's because it wants us to home in on truth in order to grow. Often we don't like the truth the inner voice is giving us and refuse to listen, but all we're doing is blocking the guidance that is coming forward for us. The truth of the matter is that our inner voice is always working in our favor, and divine guidance is always loving and supportive, and it will be direct and insightful, but it won't make us feel low. If you are unsure what information is guidance and what is based on fear or ego, call on your angels to help you hear and understand the information that's rising up within. You can invite them to clear old messages so that you can have more space energetically for guidance that is relevant to the present moment. What I teach is that Spirit's messages are often subtle, and they are often uncomfortable, because they're bringing us what we need, not what we want. So if you get a message and it really isn't what you want, you can ask for clarity. You can ask them to clarify what they mean, because they're always bringing us to what is for us. They're always bringing us to our highest good. And that's always going to be uncomfortable because it's not where we've ever been before. but it's where we're going if we listen deeply. So thank you. Thank you for that. That was a beautiful message, Spirit. Absolutely. Whew. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. So that is January 2022. I am sending you so much love, so many blessings, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.